Welcome back to more Terraria with Brian. And since the last episode, I have done a number of things off camera, and so I will need to catch you up on a number of them. You might see some of them there on the screen. And yeah, we are going to head over to the left side of the map for reasons that I will explain in a moment. But since the last time, I had gone on a big caving expedition here in the jungle, and we'd come back with a lot of loot. And I did craft some new items at the end of the last episode, but something I completely just forgot about was the jungle gear. And so I have crafted a new sword, the Pointy Blade of Grass, which has 31 melee damage. As much as I enjoyed my previous sword, which would swing so fast and I could just hold down the button, the Pointy Blade of Grass has the huge advantage that it does 10 more melee damage than my previous sword. My previous sword only hit for 21, and 31 is just too much to pass up. And so I've got a new sword. I also have a new boomerang, the Thorn Chakram, which I don't think I even noticed until now, actually is a broken one that has one of the worst possible modifiers, so I should really reforge that. Haven't really been using it much, but just went ahead and made that. And finally, perhaps the most important, the Ivy Whip is a new type of grappling hook, which is so awesome. Let me just demonstrate it. So it works like a normal grappling hook in that you can grapple onto things, and the only kind of notable thing there is just that it shoots really far compared to the old grappling hook. But here is the super feature. It has multiple control points, which means you can stick out up to 3 grappling hook whips things at a time, and you end up floating in between the 3 of them, which is amazing, both for gameplay as well as like if you're trying to like build structures and you don't have any kind of ability to fly around, just like the ability to kind of like grapple yourself into multiple places lets you just kind of hang in midair in a variety of different ways. One of the most awesome items that you can get in the game, I think. And so I'm really happy to have that. And so those are some of the things that I crafted from my jungle gear. Alright, I'm already getting distracted. We're supposed to be walking to the left edge of the map. So I was walking across the entire map because I wanted to try to find some more floating islands. We had already found one before on camera, and the usual way of finding them is to fire a gun up into the air with meteor shot and see if you hear any collisions or see if any of the things bounce back down. Any of the meteor shot bounces back down, which suggests that there's an island above you. And I ended up going across the entire map once, kind of like firing randomly up into the air and never detecting any of the islands. So that was frustrating. And so I ended up doing it a second time, and I did finally find another island. I think on a large-sized map, there's supposed to be like 6 to 8 islands, but they're actually surprisingly hard to find using that technique. There's some other techniques one can use to try to find the floating islands, and so perhaps I should try to do that. But I did manage to find another floating island where inside the box on top there was a lucky horseshoe, which I was just showing in my accessory slot. Negates fall damage. Super useful item. It means you no longer take any fall damage. And so you don't have to worry about, for example, falling from that height, which is great. And so that was super cool. Oh, meteorite. So there was a meteor here. I've dug out most of it. I did also craft the obsidian skull, which, if I put that on, lets you touch meteorite and things like that without taking fire damage. And so that's something that was just crafted out of obsidian. You'll recall in the previous episode I farmed up a lot of obsidian. You get just like Minecraft by combining lava and water. And so I did a bunch of that and mined up a bunch of obsidian with my pickaxe. And so I was able to craft that item. And I happen to know that those last 2 items, the horseshoe that negates fall damage and the obsidian skull that negates the fire block damage, can be combined together using the, what is it called, Tinkerer's Workshop or whatever, into a single accessory. And so I'm going to do that when I get home. But while I was traveling to the left side of the map, trying to find floating islands just by randomly firing up into the sky, I always hope that I'm just going to hear a ricochet or see one of those things come back down. But it rarely happens. While I was traveling to the left-hand side of the map, something amazing happened. there is a random mini-boss that can happen in Terraria near the outer edges of the map, and I didn't have my microphone hooked up because I wasn't planning to have anything exciting happen that I was going to need to record, but I did have a recording running, and so I'm going to do some post-commentary over some footage here. So let's roll that clip of what happened as I traveled this way. So as you travel near the outer thirds of the map, it is possible that you will encounter a random boss known as King Slime. King Slime has awoken, and it's kind of a random thing that just happens. He can spawn, I think, anywhere on grass in the outer thirds of the map, and he just happened to spawn right here, and I definitely wanted to kill him because he breaks into a bunch of slimes and drops a bunch of gel, and I've talked before about how important it is to collect all the gel you can. You'll notice that there's another big tree over there with a structure, and we're going to go investigate that again shortly. But basically, I can't recall if I've ever beaten this boss before. I've definitely fought him at least once before in older versions of Terraria, but I'm not sure that I actually beat him, and so I was kind of nervous about this fight, and so I was trying out a few different weapons, but mostly I found that swinging the sword, the blade of grass, was hitting him for a whole lot. And in a moment here, I'm gonna accidentally kind of discover that there's a location, kind of like a little hole in the ground, a little divot that I can stand in. And because he's such a large enemy most of the time, like, he can't actually hit me from there, and I can still hit him. You'll notice that as I'm hitting him more and more, he's kind of like breaking up into slimes and becoming smaller, like the main part of him himself. And there's like a little ninja dude inside there. And I think each time you kill King Slime, he drops a random piece of like ninja armor, ninja gear or something that I think is maybe just like vanity items. But in any case, now that I found a good location to hit him from or whatever, yeah, I'm like just beating up on him. And so he's a relatively straightforward enemy if you have some good armor and some good weapons. Hooray! King Slime has been defeated. But yeah, I'm glad that I was at least recording to catch it on camera. You can see there I got the ninja hood. It's kind of a random drop, and so I'm trying that on just to see what it looks like. And then I also noticed, I have no idea where I picked this up in my inventory, but I have something called Robot Hat that I'm not sure who drops it or how I got it. But there you go. Another enemy that you find in the outer edges of the map is a Goblin Scout. This is one of them that I'm killing over here. But in any case, that was a battle that I was glad that I was at least recording, even though I didn't have the microphone going, so I could do some post-commentary. So that was amazing. King Slime is a rare boss. Ironically, he spawned twice during that recording session where I didn't have the mic hooked up. The other time he spawned was when I was up on top of the floating island, the one floating island I did find, and he spawned like down on the ground below me. And sadly, if you're not within range of him for very long, like, he just despawns, and so by the time I got back down to the land below, King Slime had already despawned. And so I missed him that time, and so I'm very glad that I actually was around to be able to fight him the other time, and had some video footage of that. One other amazing thing happened on my trip back from this area, which is I found a new item, and so let's quickly roll a clip of that with some post-commentary as well. As I was walking back, I had another fortunate discovery. I found a chest over here, and inside the chest, da-da-da-da, the climbing claws! I've been waiting, hoping to find them forever. I'm like jumping up and down for joy over here, and yeah, I've had the climbing boots for forever, and it says that they can be paired with the climbing claws for like extra capabilities, and I finally found them just kind of like randomly as I was walking back through the jungle in a chest on the surface. So hooray for that! So in any case, during this King Slime battle, you saw that there was one of those giant trees that we previously saw on the right side of the map over near the dungeon. There was one of them on this side of the map, and it has like some kind of doorway and some kind of place that you can go below ground. And so I have not explored that. I wanted to explore that with you guys on camera while I was doing live commentary. And so that's the reason that we're headed back over to the left side of the map, so we can check out this thing right here, this giant tree. The only thing I did is I like chopped open because I wanted to go over to the left-hand side. There's just ocean right over here, so it's right next to the ocean. And we've got the crazy ocean music here. And I just wanted to let a little bit of that play, because that's good music. But in any case, let's go ahead and take a look inside this tree. Once again, I have to confess, I did watch someone else who had one of these trees, and so I have a little bit of an expectation of what to find. But here we are, inside here, and there are chests, there's crazy furniture. Ooh, there's another pot up there as well. But let's see what we find inside this chest. Leaf wand, yes, consumes wood, can be placed, places leaves. And so, I think I know what it does. We will go experiment with it in a moment. Living wood chest, living wood table, living wood chairs. I guess these are living wood doors. And you notice this wood is kind of like, it's living wood. If I have wood in my inventory, and I place it like that, it ends up kind of like looking more like planks or whatever, whereas this living wood is kind of like the wood that you find inside of trees. And so I think, basically, if you ever find these underground tree houses made of living wood, that they contain some of these special items that either allow you to place your own living wood or place the leaves. And so it appears that I got the wand that lets me place the leaves. Alright, and sadly, I guess this is kind of like the bottom, the edge of this whole little area. And there's just more normal cave system down here. So we're not going to spend time exploring this. But I want to show off the leaf wand and how I expect it will work. And so you may recall when we saw the other tree that had these awesome giant leaves up here that go ahead and use the ivy whip and rocket boots to get up here. So basically, these leaves look pretty cool. They're relatively unique items. But I can only break them. I can't actually harvest them. I'm not collecting them in my inventory. But I believe the leaf wand, and let me also get my 933 pieces of wood on the bar, means that, yes, I can place leaf blocks just like that using the leaf wand. And you notice that's consuming the wood that's in my inventory. And so I think there's a leaf wand and a living wood wand, and I happen to get the leaf wand on this map. And we're right at the edge of where the music changes. So that is pretty cool. And yes, this was the first time I had gone over to the left side of the map to kind of find and discover these things. So I just wanted to do that together with you guys, because I'd never been inside one of these living wood tree houses or whatever. So long as I'm here, it's always an opportunity when you're over near the ocean just to try to kill a few more sharks, since I'm so rarely over here. So I'm going to do that, and I will see you guys back at the house, and we'll experiment with some more of these crazy accessories that I found. Oh wow! I think a shark just dropped a diving helmet. Oh dear, and sharks are pretty deadly. And I'm gonna run out of breath. Alright, let's make sure... Alright. The blade of grass sometimes poisons enemies. I just saw the shark taking poison damage. But I believe there's a diving helmet. Yes, right there on the ground, and I can't pick it up because my inventory is full. Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it! Alright, I need to grab another breath before I can even put on the diving helmet. Stay there, diving helmet. I'm coming to get you. Alright, that's really fortunate. I had forgotten that that was even an option. I have plenty of jungle grass seeds, so let's drop them. So we can pick up the diving helmet. This is an object that I've never had before. It looks like there might be something else there on the ground, too. Jellyfish banner. I see. So once again, all the enemies seem to have rare drops of like a banner that just like tells that you've successfully killed them. Alright, so the diving helmet greatly extends underwater breathing, and I believe that can be combined with the flipper into like some scuba gear, and so that is super awesome. That was kind of like a lucky extra bonus for coming over here to the ocean. I will see you guys back at the house, and we will combine some accessories. So I'm back at the house. I forgot about one other random thing I got off camera. Apparently when you fight jellyfish, you can get a jellyfish necklace that provides light underwater. So I haven't played around with that at all either. But I'm getting a number of my most important or unusual accessories out of various boxes so that we can try combining a number of them together. And I think that's everything that I need. So let's go up to the Goblin Tinkerer. No, I need to go to the Tinkerer's Workshop, right. And it used to be the case that he lived up here, and at some point I guess he died. I would like to move the Tinkerer back up there. Great. That is where I want you to live. In any case, if I stand in front of the Tinkerer's Workshop, we should be able to combine a number of accessories. Wow! That's not accessories. Star in a bottle. I don't know what's up with that. Alright, but diving gear. So I have multiple flippers. This one is my good flipper, and this one is my bad flipper, so I'm pretty sure this one will get consumed. But I can combine the diving helmet and the guarding flipper into diving gear, which basically combines the two properties, the ability to swim and underwater breathing. So let's do that. Great. Angry, +3 damage. That's actually a good modifier. And yes, I was guessing this would be the case. So I've got one of my crummy shoe spikes and the climbing claws, and I can combine them into tiger climbing gear, allows the ability to climb walls. Oh, I cannot wait to try that out. Menacing, +4% damage. Wow, that's actually a pretty decent modifier too. Neat, neat, neat. And I thought there were other things I could combine. Oh right, I have the horseshoe currently in my equipped. You have to have things unequipped in order for them to actually appear as possibilities that you can combine. Basically, that negates fall damage. Obsidian Skull grants immunity to fire blocks, and so I want to combine those into Obsidian Horseshoe, which negates fall damage and +2% damage, and grants immunity to fire blocks. So that is awesome. And then, I don't know if I can combine the Band of Regeneration. Yes! With the Band of Star Power to make a mana regeneration band, which increases maximum mana and increases mana regeneration rate. Oh, it's only about the mana though, it's no longer about health. I would actually prefer the health. If I find a second one, then maybe I would consider making this guy, but I don't want to end up consuming my Band of Regeneration, so I'm not going to make that right now. And it doesn't seem like this can be combined with anything, or this can be combined with anything. But that is super awesome. I want to definitely check out the climbing gloves. And so let's put them on. And then I don't need this, and instead I should have the diving gear. Alright, so my defense has gone way down. So we'll have to deal with that at some point. But let's go find a place where I can try out where's a good vertical wall. Oh, I have a wall right over here. Alright, let's try this out. Okay, neat. So you can simply hold onto the wall. Previously, when I only had the climbing shoes, I could hold, but I would be sliding down, and then... Oh, wow! I'm pressing down, so down causes me to fall. Up. Interesting. Alright, up and down actually moves where the shadow orb light is. Alright, that's interesting. But I guess this just lets you hold onto the wall, even without a grappling hook or anything. And then in order to actually climb the wall, you just need to press jump and jump higher in order to, like, climb the wall. Alright, so that's still pretty good. I'm happy to have those things. Okay, let's talk to the Tinkerer in order to reforge some items. So I would definitely like to reforge this boomerang, and it's cheap because it is so broken. Zealous, +5% critical strike chance. 27 melee damage. That's up from 19. I think that might be good enough. It would cost a whole lot to continue reforging it, but that is way better. So that was a big bonus. And now, let's see. Spiked Obsidian Horseshoe. So I like the menacing climbing gear. And even the angry diving gear, like, +4%, +3%, that's a fair amount of extra damage. The Rash Band of Regeneration. That is something I would like to reforge. And see if we can get some defense on it, because I really need more defense. Ooh, but it's super expensive. 3 gold. I have like 60 gold, but you often have to like reforge something 10 times to get what you want. How much does it cost to reforge this guy? 6 gold. Ugh. And these guys are also damaged, and they cost a ton as well. How much does the diving gear cost? Oh my gosh, so much money. Alright, I'll have to think about what I want to do here. Alright, for reforging, we are going to roll the dice with the obsidian horseshoe. It's very expensive, but I really would like something that gives me some more defense, and plus 2% damage isn't all that great. I've got 66 gold. Wild, 1% melee speed, that's no good. Let's try again. Arcane, more mana, it's also not what I want. Guarding, plus 2 defense. Alright, that's very expensive. I would like plus 4 defense, but plus 2 is better than nothing. That at least brings my defense back up to 22. And then, do I also want to do the Band of Regeneration? I think I really do. It only costs about 3 gold as opposed to 6, so let's try it a few times. Spiked, plus 2% damage, no. Wild, 1% melee speed, no. Arcane, mana, no. Intrepid, melee speed, no. Wild again. Hasty, extra movement speed. Plus 4% damage is menacing. Oh, I'm spending so much money. I really want armor. Fleeting. Armored, plus 3 defense. Great. Alright, well that cost a ton of money, but we just gained 3 and 2, 5 defense, so I'm back up to 25 defense as opposed to only 20, which I think is a pretty big deal. And so I think that's good, because I think these are probably 2 accessories that I'll be wearing long term. And these guys, just because they're 3s and 4s, you can get any number from like 1 to 4 on your different accessories. And the 3s and 4s are relatively rare and hard to get, and so I don't want to give those up. Alright, so, moving right along, what are we going to do next?